Hello everybody and welcome to another edition of Inside Guns with your host, me, the Yankee Marshal. Today we're going to be talking about 44 Magnum carry guns. I got a question from a viewer and they wanted to know what were the best guns that were chambered in 44 Magnum for carry. Well, I've done videos like this before, so I started to just say, hey, look at this video and send them a link. But they put some criteria on it that makes my usual video a moot point. It can't be applicable here because they said they want one that is under $900 and preferably with a 3-inch or shorter barrel. Well, that's going to be hard to find. It's just like it doesn't exist hardly today at all. That thing, you just can't find something like that. For one reason, revolvers are kind of expensive. And for another reason, they're not usually designed for carry, so they usually don't have short barrels. And the ones that do are way over $900. So left me in kind of a pickle here. I'm like, well, I can't possibly do this video. There are no top 5 that fit that criteria, especially not if you consider just MSRP. So I immediately had to say, well, I'm going to do away with MSRP, and I'm just going to say if I can actually find it for sale today, for $900 or less, I'll count it. And I'm going to have to fudge a little bit on the barrel length. A lot of the barrels are not going to be 3 inches or shorter because, like I said, if I did that, this would be a top 2 list. Because one of the things that is going to make it limited is I'm only including guns you can actually get right now. I'm not going to tell you, like, go out and get yourself a Taurus, 44 Magnum Ultralight with a 2.5-inch barrel or whatever it was, because you can't get those anymore. You're just not going to find those, and you're not going to find them for $900. So that'd be a fool's errand. So I'm going to try to stick to guns you can actually get today that fall sorta into the criteria, mainly that they are priced right. The barrels might be a little longer than you want, but they're priced right. The first gun I'm going to put on the list here is a gun that most people wouldn't consider. It's actually a class of gun. And it is a single action 44 Magnum revolver. Now, Uberti makes one, I believe EAA makes one, and Ruger makes one. They make the Black Hawk that you can get for under $900. It's actually retails, its actual MSRP is a little over $1,000, but they regularly sell for $820 to $850. It's a Ruger Black Hawk. Now it does have a barrel that's a little over 4.5 inches long, so it's not a short barreled gun, but it is a full 6-shot 44 Magnum single action revolver. And it is a very potent gun. It's a very easy to shoot gun. Now, like a lot of people out there I know are going to say, it's single action, so it's kind of out of the realm of carry guns. That's garbage. You can carry a single action if you want to, as long as you're proficient with it. In fact, it might make you better with your shots. You might be more accurate. You might have some guy over here with a semi-automatic 9mm just spraying and praying, and you're actually hitting the target. So that's going to be my number 5 on the list. Is going to be just basically the general category of single action 44 Magnum revolvers from everyone from EAA on up to Ruger. If you can find one, I didn't really see one for sale right now at that price, but they regularly are. If you go over to guns.deal or gun.deals, that's what it is, gun.deals, you can find them every now and then. So that's going to be number 5 on my list, specifically Ruger Black Hawk in 44 Magnum. All right, now we're to number 4 on the list. And number 4 on the list is a gun that is getting a little hard to find. I don't know if they even make them anymore, but they're still out there. They're still for sale. And it is a great gun, but it definitely doesn't have a 3-inch or smaller barrel. In fact, it has a barrel that's just a smidge over 5 inches. And it's not a tiny gun. So if you're thinking about something, I want something I can carry appendix and nobody will see it. Well, this is not going to be the gun for you. But if you're going to carry a 44 Magnum, you're probably okay with a big gun. You're probably not worried about how big it is. If you're wanting to carry a 44 Magnum, which is generally going to be a revolver or a Desert Eagle or something. So this gun is the Taurus Raging Bull 44 Magnum. Now, this gun also has an MSRP over $1,000, but you can generally find it for around $850 to $875. They're all over Gunbroker right now with buy me nows of less than $900. So if you don't mind a little bit of a heft to your gun, a little bit bigger gun, a gun that's going to stand out, you're probably not going to be able to hide it all that well, but you could conceal it. Number 4 on the list here of the ones I would recommend is definitely the Taurus Raging Bull. All right, number 3 on my list now is also a Taurus handgun. Now, this is the Taurus Tracker 44. It's their tracker model in 44 Magnum. Now, this isn't going to have the short barrel. It's going to have a 4, and I believe it's like a 1/4 inch barrel. So it's a little bit longer than 4 inches. It might be right at 4 inches. I forget on the trackers. But let's say it's got a 4-inch barrel. But like I said, 4 inches is not that big when you're concealing a gun, especially a gun as big as a 44 Magnum. Now, this isn't the biggest 44 Magnum around. I do believe these are only 5-shot guns. So that means they're not overly huge. But they're still pretty big. But this is a great gun. Double action, single action, 44 Magnum. Fits right in that category. It's a stainless steel gun. So it's good and sturdy. Looks good and is going to serve you very well. But like I said, it does have a little bit longer barrel, so can't be number 1 because, like I said, it doesn't fit all the criteria the person asked for. But this is pretty close, and this is definitely number 3 on my list. It's the Taurus Tracker 44. Now, at number 2 on my list is another gun that comes with a 4-inch barrel, but it also can be found with a smaller, I believe it's a 2.5-inch barrel. And it is just the plain old Taurus 44. You're seeing a trend here. There's a lot of Taurus on this list because they make a lot of affordable 44 Magnum guns. And the Taurus 44, not the Tracker 44, just the plain 44, is another 5-shot 44 Magnum double action, single action revolver that can be had right now, today, in a I believe it's 2.5, might be 2 3/4, but I think it's a 2.5-inch barrel. I do these videos from memory, so don't hold me to exact numbers. But this one right here is number 2 on the list. Its MSRP comes in under $900. In fact, it's well under $900 what it sells for, usually around $700. And it would be a great carry gun in 44 Magnum. If you found the short-barreled version of this, if you went over to Gunbroker today and bought one, this would be probably the ideal gun for this list. It meets all the qualifications, a barrel under 3 inches, 44 Magnum. It's not too big, so you can actually carry it. It's not too heavy, so you're actually not going to be listing to one side all day. So that is number 2 on the list. It would be number 1 on the list, but it's number 2 on the list. It's the Taurus 44, preferably the snub nose. And the reason it is not number 1 on the list is our gun that is number 1 on this list. This is a gun that can be found right now today on Gunbroker for under $900. It's another 5-shot 44 Magnum. Unlike the single actions we talked about at first, the Black Hawk and then the Raging Bull, which are all 6-shot 44 Magnums, you've noticed the more recent ones have been 5 shots, and this one's no different. And it is the Smith & Wesson Model 69 2 3/4 inch model. You can also find the 4.5-inch model, if that's what you would like to have, or is it just a 4-inch? Like I said, doing this from memory, and my memory ain't so great. But the 2 3/4 inch barrel gun fits all the criteria. It's 44 mag. It's got a barrel under 3 inches. It's designed for carry. It's on their L-frame platform instead of the N-frame, so it's designed to be carried. It's a 44 Magnum, actually made as a carry gun. And it's from Smith & Wesson, which means quality. They make great revolvers. So this gun right here is easily the number 1 answer to that question of what is the best 44 Magnum carry gun with a barrel under 3 inches. It's definitely the Smith & Wesson Model 29, which you can get for about $889. It just falls under that under $900 category. So that right there is the number 1 gun on the list, the Smith & Wesson Model 69 44 Magnum carry revolver. All right, that was a hard video to do, so that's it for me today. I hope you enjoyed the show, and I hope you come back again on Monday. Until then, I want to thank everyone out there for being here today, and I want to remind everyone to always carry and stay safe. Until I see you again.